Time to head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason. This one about the Browns head football coach, Kevin Stefanski.
Hey, Dave. Hey, what kind of leader is Stefanski? I mean, he hung this kid out to dry last year. If he was any kind of leader, Stefanski, he would have shut him down and let him heal. He would have been ready to go this year. Not only that, and then he hung him out to dry when he got James Hudson over there at right tackle and let T.J. Watt have a field day. Stefanski needs to go, not Baker. Stefanski.
Okay, as always, we appreciate all of the voicemails. I don't agree with that. Quincy, I don't know your thoughts. Stefanski was coach of the year in his first year, and I get it. It's kind of, what have you done lately? Your quarterback is your quarterback. When he says he's good to play and your medical people clear him, you play your starting quarterback. That's just kind of the way it is.
You're cleared and you want to play, you play, dog. Like, that's how it works in the NFL, right? Like, this whole part of the Baker Mayfield discourse is one that I have not been able to grasp around. I've been able to grasp some of this stuff, but not all of it, right? And this is the one that I just can't get with, right? The ideal that the Browns are somehow like just hanging Baker Mayfield out there to dry. He was the starting quarterback, and the backup was Case Keenum. They didn't want to go to Case Keenum. And as long as they didn't have to go to Case Keenum because he's physically limited, you went with Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield was telling you, you can go with me. He was practicing like the 1 week where he was not healthy to play. The team held him out. And who was trying to play, right? Who was the one getting second opinions and kicking and screaming and complaining at the press conference that he couldn't play? It was Baker Mayfield that was doing this. So the only guy who had an issue sitting out was Baker Mayfield in this entire situation. We have known this for a while, but somehow this has turned into Kevin Stefanski wheeling Baker Mayfield out there against his will to play quarterback when that wasn't the case. It has never been the case with him. And then they want to talk about that game versus Pittsburgh and put that on Kevin Stefanski. And look, Kevin probably shouldn't have thrown the ball 40 times, but what are you going to do? You got down like 14 early in that game. Like, you can't necessarily run the ball in that situation. And James Hudson, yes, he was left on the island with T.J. Watt. But you know what? Baker Mayfield could have got rid of the ball faster knowing that he had James Hudson right there, right? Maybe the quarterback should be aware that there is a mismatch on the right side and that I got to get rid of this ball quickly so I don't lose 500 yards in sack yards and give T.J. Watt the sack record. Like, maybe that should have popped in his mind. But the idea that the Browns forced Baker Mayfield to play when obviously every time, man, and we've seen this like 5 times this year, by the way, where he got pulled out because it was a concussion protocol or they were worried he hurt that shoulder again. Who was the one trying to force his way back onto the field? Baker Mayfield. Who was the one arguing with the medical staff? Baker Mayfield. It was never Kevin Stefanski yelling at a Baker Mayfield to put his helmet on. No, this never happened. I don't know where this narrative has happened from. It has no factual basis. It's all conjecture, and it's all, it's all stuff that you just can't verify at all. And people still run with it. And the idea that Kevin Stefanski, by the way, has somehow turned into a bad fit for Baker Mayfield when he was the only reason we wanted to give him a contract in 2020 because of the work he did in that offense. And also, let's go track record. He's only had one bad year with the quarterback, and it's not like he's had great quarterbacks. He's had Kirk Cousins for 2 seasons, and he had Baker Mayfield. And 3 of those seasons, 2 of them were the best seasons that both of those quarterbacks have had under Kevin Stefanski. The one season that was bad was this year with Baker Mayfield. I feel like he has earned more benefit of the doubt than Baker Mayfield has in this situation. And I just don't know where this whole injury narrative has come from. It's been one of the more baffling narratives around Baker Mayfield in a sea of baffling narratives. And the offseason ain't been that long, man. It's been 2 months and we've had all these weird narratives around Baker Mayfield.